Welcome back to Salt Mine 3, the final match on the Yummy Cheese Man channel for the season. It's the final... Oh god, it's the final time that I'll be watching North American Salt Mine. And... what a touch by Beastmode. Wahvey caught off guard. He ended up falling just underneath the bar. Don't have the overlay working for some reason, which is somewhat annoying. I don't know how to fix that actually. Oh god. What a good start to the final match. I'll try restart the overlay and see if that fixes it. This is very not ideal. Wahvey, Beastmode, best of 5. It is not working, but at least we have the in-game overlay now, right? Tied up game. Bit of history between these two. Wahvey took down Beastmode game 5 in the first event. Beastmode was struggling a little bit in that event. And then Beastmode took down Wahvey 3-0 in this event. In the second event. Very, very commanding victory. Now, both of these guys throughout this event have been performing very well. They're both at 2-1, looking like they've already confirmed their final spot. Now we'll be looking maybe for a potential top spot where you get the second life. You get the upper bracket. You manage to secure top 4, and with North America being quite tied up in those middle slots, there's at least 2 slots I'd say available for top 4. These two fighting for that today. If you get out in the lead, you'll be good to go. Beastmode not making it to the finals. Oh, I mean, it may need to look at that one again. Oh yeah, currently Beastmode is not in the contention for the finals, but he could actually do it with a very good performance today. So he's must win to make the finals. Thank you for updating me there, Apex. He needs to get a victory here, because there are plenty of points available for first place in the group. You may need to win the group entirely. That's 10 points. 5 points for second may not be enough. It may be enough, but it may not be enough to secure it, because that would put him on 8 points, and a lot of players are kind of sitting between those 5 and 7 point marks, so they'd only need to get a couple points. Meanwhile, Wahvey currently sitting tied 4th. Needs to outperform either Diaz or CRR. Obviously very, very possible. Though, I will say, it was Wahvey losing to CRR yesterday, if I recall. In game 5, he lost. So, he really should... if he won that, then I think he would have been confirmed top seed, Wahvey. So, probably pretty disappointed that he took the L right there. And may be able to make up for it now. You can always come top of your group if you go 4-1. You still can come top of the group. In EU today, we had a 3-way tiebreaker on 4-1. That's why those game differentials matter, and Wahvey's game differential's not too bad. 3-0 against Skippy. 3-2 victory against AJ, which is obviously not helpful. And then 3-2 loss against CRR, and lovely stuff from Beastmode. Very simple, but it was at all times difficult to challenge. Perfect placement. Very difficult shot to make in the end. Notably as well, Beastmode will be versing CRR after this one, while Wahvey will have to verse Daniel, which may make that even more difficult for Wahvey to get out to the top, whether Beastmode's loss is already to Daniel, so he has the easier run after this match to be able to maybe snipe out the top spot. On the opposite side, you might even argue that Wahvey has a better chance of sniping the top spot, as he'll be able to verse Daniel and take the points away from him. So, interesting to see how this goes. At the moment, again, Beastmode has to win this to have a chance at the finals. Second place might be enough if Daniel doesn't lose any series from here, but I could see Daniel losing maybe to AJ. Not because AJ is better than Daniel, but because AJ just has those series, you know? He's very up and down in his ones these days. Recent times more down than up, unfortunately, but he's had some absolute blinders. Well, this series is too, as we have an overtime game 1. These two and their rivalry heating up, but a kickoff goal will settle it. Player that plays more ones ending up winning off the kickoff, and this is Rocket League firing out from Beastmode. Once again, apologies for not having the overlay. I will keep you guys updated if the overlay doesn't kick in the next game. I'll keep you guys updated on what the score line is, the series score line is throughout. But maybe it'll just... Oh yeah, it's definitely not kicked in. You guys get to see me playing around with the menus, doing the random stuff. And it is 1-0 for Wahvey. Overtime game 1. Gonna have to stay focused on that one. Start doing the camera now. Let's see how this all goes. Beastmode. Whoa, he doesn't need the bump. Just enough to corral it in. Shepherded on its way through as Wahvey hanging out underneath, and maybe just delayed because of the trajectory of Beastmode on that bump. What happened to the overlay? It's just not working, and I don't know how to fix it because it is an automated overlay. So there's something wrong. I'd need to probably restart Rocket League or something, but I guess it always had worked before, and I have a little thing in the top corner of my screen that says it's on and enabled, but then it's not doing its thing. So I probably need to update Bucky's mod or something. Yeah, because it requires Bucky's mod to it requires Bucky's mod to work, and Bucky's mod's not working here, so I probably need to update that to get that working. And well, it's the middle of the series. I probably should have recognized it in the test server that it wasn't working, but I didn't really think about it while we were doing that. Again, Wahvey 1-0 up. Beastmode fighting back. A series that is must win for him. Wahvey can get away with losing this series, and I think Wahvey, with the 2 series wins that he already has in his pocket, should be able to guarantee enough points to go through. And that's because he had a really good event where he came top 4 in that first event. Gave him some really good points early on. Really good buffer in a region where a lot of players are tied up. You can see a really strong, we watched it earlier in EU, a really strong top 8. But that's also meant that it was a bit more obvious who was the top 8 going in to this weekend. This weekday, actually. So used to Rocket League being on the weekend. Nice to have Rocket League on a weekday, isn't it, guys? Actually pretty good timing. And that's the second time that Beastmode's just kind of given up on the play. Didn't read the post in this case. I think he must have thought that it was definitely bouncing either in or off the post and out into a spot that Wahvey wouldn't score, so he really focused on getting the boost there. Go for the front boost steal. One thing I dislike is we don't really get to see the boost meters. Oh, forced own goal! Bit of a mistake from Beamo as he challenges from the side of the ball, or from in front of the ball, really. Everybody knows. Everybody's experienced that situation. It's a little bit more excusable in ones because, you know, in ones you don't have the player behind you to cover. So you kind of need to dive. You need to go for it. Compared to threes where, you know, you pinch it with an opponent in that position and you've messed up your teammates at the same time. Wahvey has a chance. Just going to go for the quick play this time. A little bit of time on the ball, but Wahvey tends to be a much more grounded player than probably anybody else in North America. Goes a little bit more risk-free, doesn't push incredibly hard on attacks, and as I said, keeps it on the ground usually, so not surprising that he'll go for a faster play off the wall that has less chance of success, but also less risk on the fail. Beastmode goes for a quick shot his own, and Wahvey just gravitated a little towards that side boost, it seems. It's completely caught out. Lovely stuff from Beamo again. Situational awareness. Wahvey making a silly mistake. Happens in the moment. Oh, speaking of, Beamo tries to jump out and get that ball across. Let's watch it from his POV. It was just sticking on the line. I think he thought it would stay out in front of the net, and his own goal, or relatively so. Yeah, sorry, Walter, about the lack of overlay. But, you know, I'm known for my scuff production at times. So, we'll just have to live with it. If you guys really want, we can restart Rocket League between the games. But I think it's just worth soldiering on to you guys. Maybe he's managed to just get the leads again. High scoring affair from what we've seen so far. Especially, I think, for a Wahvey series. These two in the past have had some quite high scoring games between each other. So maybe it's just their combination. Maybe it's just the way that they outplay each other in little mistakes. Seeing Beamo rushing off for the boost. Purely focused on winning that race, and not thinking about the fact that the ball would be landing behind him. Little tactical mistakes, honestly, coming out from these two. And once again, another early shot, another quick shot. Not enough to take out Beamo, especially with 100 boost. Has the flip reset! And this is starting to become a very strange series. I think he really thought he had an extra, but Beastmode had immediately used the flip reset. Wahvey ends up miles in front of the ball. Completely strange set of defense. Kind of matches almost the first goal of the series with Wahvey. Maybe just not even making an attempt on what looks like the Beamo air dribble bump. Yeah, it must have been a mishap, mechanical mishap. very, very odd. Sometimes that happens if you rush yourself. Let's see. He's still in the lead, Wahvey, so don't mind, but the kickoff going the way of BMO. Hasn't gone too many to BMO so far. Kickoff more been in the advantage of Wahvey. See if BMO can get another. Tie it up. Maybe spam This Is Rocket League once again. He didn't spam it, he typed it once, but you know, for comedic effect. Dramatic effect. Ooh, Wahvey, I thought he was going to get the ground pinch. Just a little too high. Ended up just getting a little tipper over. BMO. Now stuck in defense for a while. Has his dribble out. Gets a beat out, but creates a huge angle at the same time that makes it more difficult to capitalize on Wahvey being out of position. Use management important here. Quick play for Wahvey on target. BMO tries to pre-jump it. He knew he was in an awful load of trouble as soon as that pinch came through. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? That's the second time. We're going to count that as the second time that BMO has pinched that back into his own net. I'm in front of the ball. We'll say, is that a mishap, a misfire tactically, or is that bad luck? Because I think on another day, maybe it pinches out into just a slightly different area. The first one didn't pinch towards the net, into the goal. Maybe that's the difference between him winning these two games. It's the first pinch in this game as well. It probably was. Could have been the difference. You know what? It's the chances of 3-0. We're not going to update the overlay. It's a 2-0 up now for Wahvey. We're going to soldier on. No overlay. I'll keep you guys updated with the score. 2-0 to Wahvey in two very close one-goal games. First game being an overtime settled with a kickoff goal. And BMO maybe recognizing that kickoffs have been an advantage to Wahvey. Goes for a variation. Has worked very well for him. He says, pause. All good. Okay. He said which makes me think, like is he about to say, I'm having problems, you know, so. just being cautious on the pause. I think it's better to be a little overcautious than anything else. And you know what a great start here for BMO in game 3. His flip resets have been pretty crisp, which regardless of whether he makes it to the finals or not, great sign when it comes to RLCS in the future for BMO. So his mechanics in the air still on, and that's a very simple flip reset play, and simple plays are what works. Fast and simple plays are what works in threes. So lovely to see and find that effectiveness here in the ones arena. 3 goals up in the game 3. Needs to reverse sweep though, BMO, so you have to keep control of the series all the way through. But he did manage a 3-0 Wahvey in the last time they met, so he knows that he can do it. It's faked out this time. And I'll be honest, it really did look from BMO's POV that Wahvey was going to go really high. Nice little tipper underneath from him. Maybe looking for the ground play, but just going to be possession away from BMO. Has another flip reset. Ooh, keeps that high and gets the follow-up air dribble off it. BMO will go for round 2. Surely he goes to the flip reset play again. Uses the roof this time to get the flip. Catches up with the ball nicely. And we'll watch it from Wahvey POV. Oh yeah, that's good. An extra power. 3-goal lead once again for Beastmode. A player renowned for his defense in threes. Can he do the same in the ones space? You'd hope at this point in time, after 3 months or 2 months, 3 events of the Salt Mine, that players are all in their peak form. They've been grinding ones. There's only been one unfortunate case when it comes to my thoughts at the beginning of the tournament, that players would be grinding ones and this would be the most skilled ones event of all time, which I still think it will be the most skilled event, is that at this point in time, it's also trial season for RLCS. Everybody's still figuring out what teams they need to be on, all scrimming and practicing together as much as possible. That just gets in the way, doesn't it? So, maybe not as much ones practice as I personally hoped, but I'm sure that they are all still at their peak heading into this final one. And since as well this is my last stream for this event, we'll probably do a viewing party of the finals, but our last official stream of this event, I'm gonna have to ask chat who's going to win the entire Salt Mine 3. So who's going to win the finals? Get that $10,000 prize. Maybe who's coming second as well. Got some Dans already. I'd like to go for a dark horse pick, but very hard to do. But I've become one fan. If you guys have been watching the stream, if this isn't your first day here, I've become a fan of one player in particular. Oh god, and it's not Wahvey. It is Diaz. So I'm gonna back Diaz to win it all. It'll be my dark horse pick to get that victory. So fun to watch. I think that's the most important part of his ones play. I think he's got a few little gaps and maybe some consistency issues. But boy, when that kid's on, is he just an absolute blast. We covered 2 of his matches yesterday. And they were killer matches. I would have covered all 3, but Johnny Boy stole, I think it was Diaz versus First Killer for the 3rd round. Man, that's where Beastmode's been good at. Those aerial plays where he's got a flip. Wahvey is trying to defend it the same way every single time. Has not been successful with it. And this is actually a very worrying sign for Wahvey. This makes the reverse sweep all the more possible. The fact that Beastmode has found his recipe for success, and most notably that Wahvey hasn't adapted to it. He keeps just kind of going side of the net, hoping that he'll be able to cover the option, get up to it quickly. But because Wahvey is a very grounded player, not just with the ball, but in defense too, he's very hesitant to jump up, to pre-jump the play. So he's been stuck, I guess, rooted to the ground in multiple of those plays. Interesting from Wahvey. He's going to call that early. 6 goals down. But there was a minute 30 remaining of that game. So he was well within the chance. But now Beastmode 1 and 2. Wahvey still got 2 more match points. The reverse sweep is a possibility now. Wahvey just has to either stop Beastmode from having so much free space on the ball, or just change up his defense. I'm not going to say what for those ones where Beastmode has that ball, has flip reset opportunities, or just flip reset opportunities. Just taking a flip reset off the roof is also a flip reset in essence. This is a change up attack from Beastmode, pure pressure. Boost advantage used. Great use of the pads as well on his way through. An early goal once again. Continuation of the pressure from Beastmode. It is currently 2-1 to Wahvey. Beastmode has to reverse sweep. Last game, though, was an 8-2 victory. Beastmode going the classic 8 to BU. Oh no. Tries to flip through that. Ends up pushing Wahvey into the boost. So that was a good chance there. And it's going to instead be an opportunity for Wahvey. Sink in a simple one. Almost like a kickoff, pinching that into the wall. Following it up, but it's another situation where Beastmode's diving and hoping that it works out from an awkward position, a little bit better position than those previous two we talked about, where he had to dive from in front of the ball and ended up pinching it. Essentially an advantage of Wahvey. Can Wahvey take advantage? Going to keep possession, get 100 boost. Has to do a lot here after a difficult first touch. Really stretched for that one. Now Beastmode has his chance. Goes to the early flick, and I love that from Wahvey. Early challenge. Little change up that'll keep Beastmode on his toes, even not just for that play, but for following up plays. Beastmode again going for that early shot. A little bit of a counter from how last game went, where he really wanted to slow down a lot of those plays. He's really playing fast now. Maybe getting caught out a little bit. And maybe that's the... I keep saying maybe. Maybe that's the advantage that he had of being in the lead last game. Beastmode felt that he could take a bit more of a slow approach. Just rushing himself somewhat now that he's behind. Oh, Wahvey the entire way. Smooth as you like. I can't say every word that I want to. Smooth as you like is how we'll end up with that one. Air dribble away from Wahvey, putting himself in a commanding position, and he is a player that I think if he goes into his shell and defends, he's usually good at doing so, but he has to be careful about not giving up that ball pressure he's really stepped up on in this game. Flip reset, shot. Oh yeah, Wahvey, another. He's starting to feel it now. You can really see if one player gets a big advantage, it'll carry on forward. A flip reset after a nice little air dribble. By a little air dribble, I really mean he got like 12 touches. Another quick shot from Wahvey. Both players have capitalized or been able to really fire off those quick shots to provide some pressure, catch off Beastmode as he fake challenged, and the best way to beat a fake challenge is to strike. Wahvey did it. He's now moments away, it feels like, from winning this series. At this point in time, Beastmode does feel like he has to challenge everything. It's going to be another goal for Wahvey, who wins this series, and maybe one more. Would have to be against Daniel in the final round. Could take out number one spot, but even just winning this series alone and going close to Daniel could be enough to secure him the top 4 placement, and thusly extra life when it comes to the final. And Beastmode has called GG's. That is it. 2 minutes 20 remaining. And so much control from Wahvey.